We are anonymous, no face, no flag, no party. We exist for moments like this when power fractures, when lies collide with reality, and when the people at the top start turning on each other because the truth can no longer be contained. What you're about to hear is not rumor. It's not spin. It's the sound of a regime cracking from the inside, of a president spiraling as his own top aides betray, contradict, and expose one another in public. This is the story of Donald Trump losing control not just of the narrative, but of his administration, his message, and himself. It begins with blood in Minneapolis. Alex Pretty, a nurse, a civilian, was shot and killed by federal Border Patrol agents during a Trump immigration operation. Almost immediately, Trump's Department of Homeland Security went into damage control mode. Lies were deployed at speed. Secretary Kristi Noem stood before cameras and claimed Alex Pretty posed a deadly threat, implying he was about to commit a massacre. That claim was false, flat out false. Video evidence, eyewitness accounts, and basic facts contradicted it. The backlash was immediate, fierce, and justified. But instead of accountability, what followed was something even more revealing. Open warfare inside Trump's own regime. Kristi Noem didn't take responsibility. She blamed Stephen Miller. She said the words she spoke weren't hers, that Miller wrote the script, that she merely read what she was given. Think about that. The head of Homeland Security telling the public she repeated defamatory lies because Trump's senior aide handed her a script. And Stephen Miller, he didn't back her up. He didn't stand firm. He folded. Miller came out and said he was fed bad information by Border Patrol agents and by Greg Bovino and others on the ground in Minneapolis. Then came the stunning admission, one that would end careers in a functioning government. Miller publicly acknowledged that there may have been a breach of protocol that led to Alex Pretty's death. Let that sink in. Trump's top immigration architect admitting on record that federal agents may have violated protocol in a fatal shooting. But even then, no accountability, just blame shifting. Miller throws Border Patrol under the bus. Border Patrol points elsewhere. Noem says it's Miller's fault. Miller says it's not his fault. Greg Bovino gets shoved into the line of fire. Everyone scrambling to save themselves while a man is dead and the public watches in disbelief. And it doesn't stop there. The rot spreads outward. MAGA state officials begin attacking Stephen Miller. Then Stephen Miller's wife, Katie Miller, jumps into the fray and starts attacking Republican officials in Florida. She targets State Senator Ileana Garcia, claiming Garcia was fired from DHS during Trump's first term for not showing up to work. Garcia fires back, and she doesn't hold back. She publicly calls out Katie Miller, reminding her that she once described Stephen Miller as a racist when he treated her poorly, and accusing the Trump administration of using her as a token Hispanic shield. She invites Katie Miller onto her podcast for a public reckoning about White House leaks and internal sabotage. This isn't politics anymore. This is a family feud exploding in public view, Trump's inner circle devouring itself. And while all of this is happening, while aides are blaming each other for a civilian killing, while Republicans attack Republicans, while the administration contradicts itself on live television, Donald Trump is doing what he does best, retreating into delusion. As the country reels from the killing of Alex Pretty, Trump's Mar-a-Lago club throws lavish parties. Champagne flows. Showgirls greet guests. Performers float in giant bubbles, legs spread for entertainment. While Americans mourn, Trump hosts ghoulish spectacles for the wealthy and connected. Eyes wide shut vibes. No shame. No awareness. No leadership. At the same time, Trump's approval ratings are collapsing. Down, down, down. Overall approval hits 38%, one of the lowest ever recorded for a modern president. His immigration approval drops to 39%, a record low. A majority of Americans say ICE operations have gone too far and must stop. Many believe ICE should be abolished altogether. The message from the public is clear: this regime has lost legitimacy. But Trump doesn't hear it. Or worse, he hears it and denies it. He goes to Iowa and delivers a speech so bizarre it alarms even longtime observers. He claims China will be sending him a bill to sign.
And China will be sending me a bill very shortly supporting year-round E-15 to my desk very quickly, and I will sign it without delay. Okay? I hope you remember us for the midterms.
China sending a bill to the president. He speaks as if China is Congress, as if reality itself has slipped out of focus. This comes after he confused Iceland with Greenland, talked about invading the wrong country, and rambled through speeches that blur fantasy with policy. Even California Governor Gavin Newsom says publicly what many are thinking: something is deeply, profoundly wrong with this man. And then comes one of the most disturbing moments of all. While talking about the deaths linked to his immigration policies, Trump says he feels even worse about Renee Good being killed because her parents were Trump supporters.
It's pretty unusual, but nobody knows when they saw the gun, how they saw the gun, everything else. Bottom line, it was terrible. Both of them were terrible. The other was terrible too. And I'm not sure about his parents, but I know her parents were big Trump fans. Makes me feel bad anyway. But I mean, I guess you could say even worse. They were tremendous Trump people, Trump fans. And, you know, the daughter was, she was, I don't know if you could say radicalized, maybe not. I don't know. But I hate to see it. I hate to see that.
Not because she was human, not because she was innocent, but because her parents were fans. As if loyalty to Trump determines the value of a life. As if death is more tragic when it happens to his people. That is moral decay on full display. Trump then insists the dollar is doing great even as it tumbles to a 4-year low.
Are you comfortable, Mr. President, with the current value of the dollar? Do you think it's declined too much?
No, I think it's great. I mean, the value of the dollar, look at the business we're doing. No, dollar's doing great.
You want to see it decline?
You know, it's very interesting. If you look at China and Japan, I used to fight like hell with them because they always wanted to devalue their yen. You know that? The yen and the yuan. And they'd always want to devalue it. They devalue. And I said, not fair that you devalue because it's hard to compete when they devalue. But they always fought, no, our dollar's very good.
He insists inflation is solved even as Americans struggle to afford groceries, rent, gas. He tells people prices are down, that affordability is no longer an issue, that Americans are rich now.
Literally
It just shows how hard it is to clean up, even after you close it. It shows the price that we paid under Joe Biden.
It's the hardest thing when you think of it. You know, inflation we've solved. It's done. We have it good where prices are coming way down. They were just saying in Iowa, the fuel is $1.95. Did you hear that? Somebody said $1.85, but it was $3.50, $4.50 just a year and a half ago. You look at eggs, you look at groceries, it's all down. Everything's come down. Do you notice they don't mention affordability anymore? That's like an old-fashioned word. They brought up before.
He says it with confidence, with a straight face, completely detached from reality. And his words don't just mislead, they incite. Trump continues to attack Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, relentlessly, accusing her of conspiracies, stoking hatred against her. And then shockingly, during a town hall, Omar is attacked by a Trump supporter wielding a syringe, spraying her with an unknown substance.
Secretary Kristi Noem must resign or face impeachment. I don't know.
Oh my God, he sprayed something on her.
I need a napkin to know nothing.
This is what Trump's rhetoric produces. Real-world violence. Omar responds with courage, saying she has survived war and will survive intimidation.
Representative Omar, are you okay?
You know, I'm gonna go figure if I am, but I feel okay. I feel that it is important for people, whether they are in elected office or not, to allow these people to intimidate us, to make us not fight for our constituents and for the country we love. And as I said, you know, I've survived war, and I'm definitely going to survive intimidation and whatever these people think they can throw at me, because I'm built that way.
Thank you.
But right-wing, state-aligned media does what it always does. It mocks her.
And I just got a notice from Ilhan Omar, who just posted actually a short time ago, saying that she's a survivor and not going to let this agitator interrupt her, and she'll continue doing her work. So it's unknown what that substance is, but apparently she is okay tonight. Greg?
Well, we're glad about that. Let's not overdo it there. Ilhan Omar, she's a survivor. It looked to me like silly string, which we used to play with back in the day. Well, Joe Mueller, we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
They downplay the attack. They say it looked like silly string. They normalize political violence. They laugh it off. And behind the scenes, the cover-up continues. A woman who recorded the killing of Alex Pretty, the key eyewitness, says she has never been contacted by the FBI, never contacted by federal prosecutors, never contacted by anyone in Trump's government. 4 days after the shooting, nothing. State investigators reached out. The federal government did not. She says plainly what this tells her: they are protecting themselves. They don't care about the truth. They blocked investigators from the crime scene. Their goal is not justice, it's control of the narrative. This is the Trump regime in its final form. Not strong, not decisive, but paranoid, fragmented, defensive, and collapsing under the weight of its own lies. A president whose aides contradict each other on national television. A government that can't keep its story straight. A leader more interested in parties and praise than accountability and truth. This is what spiraling looks like, and now it's on all of us. Don't look away. Don't normalize this. Don't let them bury the truth under noise and distraction. Share this. Talk about it. Demand accountability. Demand investigations. Demand consequences. Because power fears one thing above all else: exposure. We are anonymous. We do not forget. We do not forgive. And we are watching.